I won't stop till I hear him say,
Alrighty, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. As always, if you're interested in learning about cryptocurrencies, commodities, indices, foreign exchange, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel, guys and gals. We really do appreciate it. With that being said, in today's video breakdown, we're going to go over some fundamental analysis. I'm going to talk to you guys about some things that I posted to you on Twitter. This is going to be a very intuitive and informative video breakdown, so make sure that you stick around. You guys are going to learn a lot here, especially if you are considering coming into this crypto space here. You're already involved into this cryptocurrency space. I'm going to give you guys, from my perspective, some tips and some tricks on things that you could potentially do in order to preserve your capital in this market, which at the end of the day should be everybody's goal. So the very first tweet that I want to talk about here, and this is kind of the fundamental analysis that we're going to get into. There's a lot of hype in this market right now, which I understand, but then there's also a different perspective in the market where everybody's saying that retail traders are always wrong and the bottom is in and the market can't go lower. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. If you're one of those individuals that does not believe that the market could potentially go lower, whether that's it happens this year or it happens sometime next year or maybe even the year after, the first thing that you need to take into consideration is you don't know the future. Okay. Nobody here in the speculative market, not even myself, knows the future of the cryptocurrency market state. Right. We all are speculative in nature, and we all are speculators sitting on the sidelines waiting for potential price action to come into fruition that we hope for. Okay. If you're hoping for something in this market, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get that, and you're going to get something completely different. What you need to do is take a logical approach by reading fundamentals, taking a macroeconomic perspective based off of reality in the market, and understanding that there are certain macroeconomic things in the market, like Federal Reserve interest rate hikes, that will affect this market if they come into play. So I tweeted out to you guys, all eyes on the Federal Reserve. If they continue to hike rates, most likely this price action will come into fruition. 75 to 100 basis points from the Fed during the next announcement will push prices to new lows, most likely. It's something to be paying close attention to. Now, during the month of September, there's a lot of hype surrounding the Ethereum merge, and there's a lot of there's a big bullish outlook surrounding the Ethereum merge to proof of stake, and I'm very hopeful for that, guys and gals. I'm not one of those individuals that's like, the bottom cannot be in, it has to go lower. No, I'm not like that at all. I'm just being realistic and trying to get you guys to understand that the preservation of capital is the most important thing. So personally, let me give you an example of what it is that I'm doing. I've mentioned to you guys that on XRP specifically, because I'm an XRP day trader, and that's, my biggest crypto bag via the utility assets that I personally hold. But I'm setting a stable level for myself where I did buy some XRP down here in this level because price was below 32 cents. I also bought back in June when price was below 32 cents. So I have a significant and determined level where I do not buy long-term bags below 32 cents. Okay. So as soon as price hits below 32 cents, I have indicators and alarms set on my cell phone, and I go ahead and I accumulate more XRP. And until that happens, I sit on my hands and I day trade XRP. So I've determined what type of trader I am. Okay, which is going to take me over to this tweet right here that I put out to you guys. It was a thread that I just released, and I said, first, you must decide whether you want to be a day trader or an investor. That's something that a lot of people coming into this space have not yet decided, and that really determines the market approach that you're going to take. And I said, because the approach you must take will be different in the form of a strategy, but with the same goal in mind, and that is to preserve your capital. Everybody comes into this market thinking that it's the easiest thing ever to make money, right? There's a lot of hype on Twitter. There's a lot of hype on YouTube of random cryptocurrency projects. So in this breakdown, I'm going to give you guys some talking points to think about when you're coming into this market, whether you're a beginner, intermediate trader, or more advanced trader. Are you doing these things to preserve your capital? Remember, that's the long-term goal. Understand the transformation of energy, what these cryptocurrency and forex and commodity markets are. For someone to win money in this market, on the other side, on the opposing side, okay, somebody must lose money. Understand that is a transfer of energy. Money cannot die out, or energy cannot dwindle out. It must be transferred. So understand that when you're coming into these markets. So I wrote down, as an investor, right? You're more so the type of person that just buys bags long term. You like to accumulate, you like to hodl, but you're also at the same time tired of buying tops and seeing a depreciation in your portfolio. There's a couple of different things that you can do in order to protect yourself as an investor. And I said at the top, of course, this is not financial advice. This is just the approach that I take as an investor, guys and gals. So, number one is to do your own research and be aware of influencer crypto promotion. Okay. So, across the board, you see crypto promoters on YouTube promoting exchanges, which I've done research on, like MEXC. People are telling people to buy XRP on Ripple, or sorry, excuse me, on Uphold and MEXC exchanges. You guys have to really do your research on those exchanges. Those exchanges are crap. Why? Because you cannot withdraw certain amounts of fiat. They have insufficient liquidity funds, meaning they don't pool from institutionalized liquidity. During times of high volatility and volume, they 9 times out of 10 shut down. I'll give you an example. The Terra Luna crash that happened, Uphold shut down, MEXC shut down, Coinbase shut down. Like, you guys really got to do your research on some of these crypto influencers that are out there promoting these exchanges and promoting these crypto projects that just get rug pulled, or these exchanges that shut down. Do your own research and be aware of influencer crypto promotion if you're going to be a long-term investor in this market space. Okay. Number two, I wrote down diversify. Okay. Don't have your eggs all in one basket. If you're a utility driven asset investor, guys, there's, hundreds of utility driven assets out there that you guys can choose from to diversify your portfolio. Now, that's not to sit here and say to have 100 different crypto projects in your portfolio. For me personally, I have about eight. I have 8 crypto utility driven projects. You guys all should know what those are by now. I talk about them quite often on this channel, to diversify my portfolio, so that just in case one cryptocurrency doesn't play out in my favor, maybe another one does. Right? It's, again, just spreading your eggs out all in your basket. Okay, you don't want to have all of your eggs in one cryptocurrency project, because if that one crypto project goes to all hell, then you're going to lose all your money, and that's not fun for anybody, right? And then number 3, I said accept risk by only trading with money you are willing to lose. This is probably the biggest one. A lot of people come into this space, they see these bullish moon boy hype videos, $1,000 XRP price predictions. They fail to do proper technical and logical technical analysis, and then they buy a top, put $1,000 in the market. The market does a 30% decline, and then they see that their $1,000 turns into $700, right? That's not fun for anybody. Don't be that type of person. Okay, when you come into this market space, if you have $1,000 that you're willing to pump into this market, then you should not need that $1,000 for your rent. You should not need that $1,000 for your utility bills, or for your baby, or for your wife, or for your husband. It should be money that you're just willing to lose. It doesn't even exist anymore. When you pump money into this market, your mindset should be that that money does not exist anymore. As a long-term investor, you should have a time frame or a zone in the form of future, potential, that you want to withdraw that money out. So you're looking to be a investor for this certain amount of time, and you have a certain price level in your mind that you're not pulling, your long-term bags out until this level comes into fruition. With that being said, it needs to be realistic. Unrealistic expectations from this market 9 times out of 10 will cause you to sell when price depreciates in value, because you're scared based off of fear, based off of the FUD that gets pumped into the market. Before you do that, come into this market with a sound psychological approach by already accepting the risk, by understanding that the money that you're trading with literally just it doesn't exist. When I pump money into this market, and I have an over 5-figure cryptocurrency portfolio as of right now, it doesn't exist to me. It's money that I don't need, right? So, that's one of the tips and tricks that I gave you guys. Number, what is this? 4, secure your crypto on cold storage. I mean, guys and gals, you can't get any more simple than that, right? Buy a cold storage wallet, download a cold storage app on your computer, whatever the case may be, whatever your poison is, okay, whatever's most convenient for you. Personally, I use Ledger. I've never promoted Ledger. I don't have an affiliate link or anything like that. I'm not one of those crypto influencers that likes to, get affiliations off of my YouTube channel. All right. So you're not going to find that here with me, but personally, I utilize Ledger, if you guys are wondering. Okay. I have a Ledger Nano X and a Ledger Nano S. My long-term bags for like 15, 20 plus years, for when my kids are older, are on and stored on my Ledger Nano S. And then my short-term or medium-term bags and holds are on my Ledger Nano X. Okay. So just to give you a perspective on what it is that I'm doing in the market, and literally 90% of my crypto portfolio is on my Ledger. Okay. I have two portfolios that I manage in the cryptocurrency market space. I have a leveraged account, and I've talked to you guys about this on my Osprey FX account, where I actually trade in the form of day trading leverage. Okay, so I leverage XRP, I leverage Bitcoin, and I leverage Ethereum, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. And then I also have my long-term bags that I've mentioned to you guys, where I have certain price levels in which I seek to buy price at for long-term accumulation. And until those price levels come into fruition, I sit on my hands and I wait. Okay. So create long-term goals. Like I mentioned to you guys, if you're an investor, you should already have long-term visions coming into this market that are realistic and sound and logical. Okay. You can accumulate. And again, this is not financial advice, but I'm telling you guys right now, these bullish moon boys, they're all going to get wiped out of the market because they're going to be individuals that see these massive gains in their portfolio and they don't take profit. Okay. Create logical target areas. You can accumulate. I'll give you an example. Okay. Maybe Casper or XLM as an example. They're at such low levels right now. And I'm not saying that they couldn't go lower, because they could, but they're at such low levels right now where a couple $1,000s pumped into these markets could make you, a couple $100,000. Just say, for example, I'm not going to display how much Casper I have, but I have enough Casper to the point where I'm going to become a half a millionaire to maybe even potentially a millionaire if Casper even goes to $1 to $1.50. Whereas everybody else in this market is expecting for Casper price action to go to $8, $10, $20. Again, set yourself realistic expectations with these utility assets to where you can accumulate massive bags just based off of if prices go back to their November highs of 2021. That's the realistic perspective in this market that you can take. Okay. So just again, think about that, creating long-term goals while you're creating those long-term goals. Okay. And then as an investor, you still need to have a logical technical analysis approach. Okay. Regardless if it's you're learning the CYPRX strategy. Okay. Make sure that you're not trading with retail strategies, meaning support resistance methodologies, order blocks, trend lines, indicators, all that stuff that people charge you thousands of dollars for to learn on the internet, when you can literally just go to Baby Pips and learn all that stuff for free. If you're one of those people that's fallen victim to that, I'm terribly sorry. We don't pump any of that into the market here at CYPRX. We give people a very logical technical analysis approach, as you guys have seen from our YouTube. We really teach people time in the market. We teach people different sessions in the market when the banks and institutions are doing things based off of specific time frames and things of that nature. Also, how to identify liquidity properly in this market and why banking institutions target such regions. I mean, the in-depth analysis that we give to the CYPRX students is immaculate. It's unheard of in this crypto space. 9 times out of 10, you're getting burned in this market because you're buying randomly, and you're not really taking a logical approach as to when you're buying and selling in this market. So establishing a logical technical analysis approach as an investor is very important in my personal opinion. And then last but not least, like I said, I mentioned, don't go off of these crypto influencers and their promotions. Get a trusted broker that has, very minimum spreads, very minimum fees. Okay. Do your research on them, reach out to their customer support, ask questions. What's the maximum withdrawal? Do you guys pull from institutionalized liquidity? Do you guys have cold storage options? In times of high volume or high volatility, have you guys in the past experienced shutdowns? Okay. Ask the broker in the exchange that you're utilizing these questions. And if they answer negatively to these questions, don't use them. It's that simple, guys and gals. Okay. So as an investor, those were just some tips and tricks. Again, long-term investor tips and tricks that you can utilize to preserve your capital. That's the goal. Okay. Now, from a day trader's perspective, some different things that you can do in the market. Okay. Number one, logical technical analysis. Please, guys and gals, do not be the type of people that are sitting there trying to teach yourself how to read freaking candlesticks because you saw some forex video. You don't need any of that stuff. You don't need to learn freaking chart patterns, wedges, M formations, head and shoulders. You don't need to study all that. It's all crap. Okay. If somebody tells you that they trade Wyckoff, you get a Wyckoff book and you literally open it up and it looks like a freaking algebraic math equation. You don't need that. You don't need that to become successful in this market. What that's going to do is it's going to start to steer you down the wrong direction and cause frustration. And if you are frustrated in this market, okay, you're going to lose money. Why? Because this market is already putting pressure on you because it has to do with your personal monetary loss or gain, which is already a stressful environment. Your goal in this market should be to create a stress-free environment, which again, having a logical technical analysis approach, something that we teach to the CYPRX students, will do for you. Okay, it will create a stress-free environment because it sets parameters for you based off of a certain set of entry criteria that you wait to seek to see in the market before you enter in at specific price levels. Okay, so creating a logical technical analysis approach as a day trader is number one, personally, in my opinion. Number two, utilizing a stop loss. Okay. That means, if you're not a day trader and you don't know what that means, when you're trading leveraged, okay, you enter into a position, let's say price of XRP right now is at 32.5 cents. We enter in for a buy position based off of whatever certain set of confluences we're seeing in the market, have a protective stop loss. That means that if, price depreciates in value past this specific level, let's say 31.8, okay, then we're going to say that our analysis was incorrect and the market is not flipping bullish as of right now. And that's going to stop us out of the market and preserve our capital. Okay. Make sure that you trade with a protective stop loss if you're a day trader. Don't think that you're above the market or that you're smarter than the market and that this is going to be the certain pump in the market that's going to make me a millionaire. Don't do that. You're going to get annihilated. Okay. Which leads me to the next one is not over leveraging. Understand that when you're trading leverage, you should only be, in my personal opinion, again, this isn't financial advice, only risking 1% to 3% of your capital. 3% on a more positive trade idea or trade setup that has potential to move in tandem with the higher time frame. Okay, so you're getting yourself a better bang for your buck, better risk to reward ratio. Maybe you can leverage 3%, 2%. Okay, on a more confident trade. On a less confident trade, 1%. Okay, you should never over leverage your account if you're trading leverage. Okay, that is like the number one thing that gets people wiped out is they get overconfident. They think that they can make a whole bunch of money over leveraging and they get just annihilated. And I've seen it left and right happen, to traders that have 3 profitable trades, and they get overconfident and they're like, you know what, I can do this again. They don't understand that the market is uncertain and it's not going to do the same thing that it did the last 3 times that they involved themselves in the market, because it's impossible for the market to do that. And then they over leverage and they get wiped out and then they become a statistic. Don't be that person. Okay. I wrote also, as a day trader, you need to be trading in tandem with the higher time frame trend. That's what we teach our students here at CYPRX. That's the most logical approach, right? If the higher time frame, because we know that the banking institutions are trading off of the monthly, weekly, and daily price action, it's bearish, then guess what you should be doing, guys and gals? You should not be trading against that. If you're trading against that, then you're moving against a flowing river. And if you've ever tried to swim against a flowing river, it's not easy to do. It's the same thing in the market, guys and gals. If the market on the higher time frame is bearish, which in the next video breakdown that I'm going to release to you guys on XRP on the YouTube channel, I'm going to go in extreme detail on what I think the market's going to do on XRP next, based off of what it's done over the past couple of months and things of that nature. You should be taking positions based off of the higher time frame. Okay, especially if you're a day trader. That'll give you the best risk to reward ratio. And again, that's in my past experience with my personal opinion. Okay. And then I wrote also, sit on the sidelines during high impact news events. There's a lot of people that try to, trade high impact news events. As an example, we'll go over to the charts, forexfactory.com. You guys should write this down. If you're crypto traders, this is an extremely important website. We see right here. Okay. So I was talking to you guys in this tweet about the FOMC meeting and potential a rate hike coming out in September. Okay. Well, look right here. Wednesday, September 21st is when that FOMC meeting and the projections come out. The FOMC projection, FOMC statement, federal funds rate, FOMC press conference. High impact news comes out at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, so personally, I'm going to be sitting on the sidelines during this trading day. I'm not going to trade this trading day because there's going to be a locket, because there's going to be a lot of market volatility, up and down price manipulation swings that could manipulate me into entering into specific regions in the market. And then the market completely flips and reverses based off of manipulation factors that were priced into the market, and the market goes against me. Okay. So sit on the sidelines during high impact news. Next, I wrote, wait for the best RR ratios based off of higher time frame. We already covered that. And then I also wrote, stick to 2 currencies max. So if you're a day trader, okay, whereas compared to you are a long-term investor, right? I said that I personally have 8 cryptos that I have in my long-term bag. But when it comes to day trading, realistically speaking, I only day trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. I don't really day trade any other cryptocurrencies because number one, on a leveraged account, most brokers or exchanges don't really offer that many cryptocurrencies to day trade in the form of leverage, but also at the same time, you don't want to be too confused and too congested with all the price action that you're going to be witnessing on a day-to-day basis as a day trader. So personally, I recommend that you stick to 2 currencies max. And last but not least, and probably the most important, guys and gals, pay yourself. Okay, don't be greedy. Have logical take profit areas. Most likely, those are going to be if you're buying above highs. Why? Because once the market violates highs, you are operating in an environment of uncertainty. That means that when we tap into an area of liquidity above highs, you do not know if the market's going to continue up. Don't be one of those traders that automatically thinks the market's going to continue up. Protect your capital. Once your profit area is hit in the form of an area that you've established when entering or prior to entering into the market, move your stops to break even to protect your capital, pull profit from the market. So if an example like this was to come into fruition, we'd pull, maybe 50% or 80% of the trade off the table and let the rest run, protecting our capital by moving our stops to break even, because we do not know if the market's going to do this or it's going to do that, okay, after it taps into an area of liquidity, right? So I said take profit, making sure that you guys are protecting your capital alongside of taking profit after you pull that profit, moving your stops on your leveraged accounts to break even. Okay. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that little tiny thread that I posted out to you guys. Again, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter and you want or seek to do so, the best way to do that, because we are shadow banned, is not to search our name on Twitter. You're not most likely going to be able to find it that way. You're going to have to copy the link in the description below on our YouTube videos and copy it in your website browser to find us on Twitter. I know that it's a hassle. I've even tried to create another Twitter account, and they literally somehow found that and shadow ban that one. So it was pointless, because having 0 followers on Twitter and being shadow banned right away, you literally can't even grow a Twitter. So I just kept this one. Guys and gals, I'm going to continue to have this one. It sucks that they shadow banned us, but that's because we speak the truth here at CYPRX. Now to get into the fundamentals. And again, this is not to cause any FUD in the market. This is, again, just to be mindful of something that could potentially be coming. I showed you guys the date the FOMC meeting in September comes out. We know that the Ethereum merge is before that. So personally, what I think could happen is we could see some bullish pump in the market temporarily based off of this Ethereum merge expectation in the market. Okay, if it's not already priced in, then maybe we do see some type of little tiny bullish pump in the market. That's absolutely possible. Okay, but we need to be mindful of this United States dollar strength. And if the Fed hikes interest rates, that's going to boost the United States dollar. And I've told you guys already that until that United States dollar strength dwindles out, most likely we are not going to see a altcoin rally. Okay. So just be paying attention to that. You guys can even see some different articles. And again, you have to be mindful of these articles and who's putting them out, because this is by the Bank of America, and it says crypto buying momentum fades as investors weigh bear market bounce, recession risks. And this talks about, the potential rate hikes that's coming out. Also the potential risk that's coming out via the recession that we could potentially be experiencing next year. But it says right here, the U.S. Federal Reserve and the likelihood the higher interest rates will persist for longer has not been fully priced in. Okay, so that's something to, just pay attention to. Okay, risk assets, including crypto and digital assets, are likely experiencing a classic bear market rebound after a significant sell-off. So, temporary bullish pump, okay, or a fake buy scenario where the market is just having a bullish relief pump based off of the sell-off pressure that's just taking place in the market. Guys and gals, the best thing that you can do is revert back to the investor's perspective that I told you guys to have, and only invest money you're willing to lose. If you think the bottom is in right now, let's say, for example, you have $1,000 to pump into the market right here, okay, and you think that the bottom is in, what's a sound technical analysis strategy to take? Setting yourself an area of interest where you say to yourself, okay, if we break this level, or if we're operating at this specific level, I'm going to pump, let's say you have $1,000, $500 into the market here. Then I'm going to set myself 2 designated areas to allocate the rest of that money into the market. One is going to be beneath lows in case we do see another dip in price action, so I can buy that as well. And if we break above a specific level, I will allocate the rest of that money into the market, so that way I don't miss a bullish trend. Okay, so $500 into the market at current price levels if you're a long-term investor, and then having money sitting on the sidelines to be able to react to later price action, not just putting all of your money into the market in one specific area. Okay, having some type of strategy or approach to pumping money into this market and understanding that you're not above the market. You cannot guess the bottom. Nobody here can guess the bottom, being aware that the bottom could not be in. Okay, but also having money into the market in case it isn't. Understanding that approach, guys and gals, will save you long term. We also see another article right here talking about the Fed interest rate hikes. Banking titan JP Morgan recommends to steer clear of Bitcoin amid high risk of a recession. And it pretty much talks about the same thing. And this cryptocurrency fundamental breakdown right here talks about the Fed interest rate hikes and things of that nature. And then we also see another article over here by Coin Telegraph talking about the same thing. According to Delphi Digital, higher values suggest that open interest rates is large relative to market size. This implies a higher risk of market squeezes, liquidation cascades, or deleveraging events. And I've said to you guys in the past that personally, I think that more players in this market that are over leveraged, that bought June lows and bought from like 2017, 2018 timeframe, still need to get liquidated from this market. So we see right here cascades or deleveraging events. Like I said, I still think that there's people that are over leveraged in this market that need to get wiped out before we do see new all-time highs. Now, with that being said, that doesn't mean that we could see a temporary bullish relief pump. Okay, personally, I don't know why I have a feeling, and don't hold me to this, guys and gals. This is just my personal opinion. I have a feeling that there's a lot of bullish fundamentals coming out towards the end of this month. And also coming into November, we also have midterm elections coming out. Personally, I don't see all of these fears that are coming into the market right now happening during these election events. I think that there's going to be kind of a bullish reversal that takes place, even if that's temporary. But with that being said, the state of the economy long term is just devastating. I mean, the debt crisis is through the roof right now. And that's something that, again, people need to be very mindful of. So I still think that there's going to be some type of global, devastation that takes place in the market where a lot of key players are going to get wiped out in the form of over leveraged traders. I still think that there's going to be some type of global reset. When that's going to happen, it's impossible to predict. Again, what you can do is follow some of these simplistic threads that I just put out to you guys to protect yourself as an investor or as a day trader, and actively monitor the markets and fundamentals. That's all that we can do as retail investors. This is a logical approach to the market. Again, if you guys enjoyed this video breakdown, smash that thumbs up button. Look forward to the next XRP video that I give you guys. I'm going to give you guys a full technical analysis breakdown on things that have happened in the past couple of months, and also what I'm expecting for price to do in the near future. Blessings to you guys all. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We do appreciate it. We are trying to grow a channel here. It has grown immensely, and we really do appreciate all the love and the support that everybody has shown so far. If anybody is interested in the technical analysis mentorship that we provide, one-on-one mentoring, private Discord chat, weekly Zoom calls, technical analysis sent to the students well in advance before price action plays out, and over 60 hours of course content and material teaching you a logical and sound approach to this market on how we approach the market here at CYPRX. If you guys are interested in that and you want more information on it, or you want to ask me any questions, feel free, reach out. I'll hop on a Zoom call with you guys. There's a link in the description down below for our customer support email. You guys can always reach out to me 24/7. Just shoot me a message and I'll get back to you guys hopefully within 24 hours, messaging you back, scheduling a Zoom call with me, setting that up. Blessings to you guys. As always, I will see you all in the next YouTube video breakdown.
Won't stop till I hear him say